Afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Kavya. Are you going to be there throughout the class or will you disappear like
Yes,
yesterday?
sir. No, sir.
No, I'm just joking. You want to disappear? Just disappear. Hmm? Do a Houdini, as the Americans say. Okay. Houdini was a magician known for disappearing. His acts of disappearing are legendary. Okay, let's start off with this Mr. Tiruvallur. I want to finish him off today. This is some kind of a crisis in life, I guess, when I don't know why I am teaching something. Okay, so that is the main problem. Usually, actually, it's not showing too well in the slide. This thing is Thiruvallur written as one word, and the second actually is Thiru space Valluvar. It's not showing that very well. Okay. Please remember that he was commonly referred to as Valluvar. Okay, and there are, of course, quite a few controversies about how that name came to this man. Okay, and we'll go through them, we'll go through the controversies as and when we reach those controversies, right? But what you must understand is that they are the many different interpretations, extremely different interpretations about who Tiruvallur is and when he wrote, and what kind of a person he is. And unfortunately, very, very unfortunately, uh, we have to rely upon two foreign writers for the most authoritative sources, because these people have been able to give a better understanding of the work of Tiruvallur. Now, so if his name was Valluvar, then it's actually the Tamil pronunciation of this is Valluvar. Okay, Valluvar is the pronunciation. So, Thiru, what does Thiru, why is it there? Well, in India, we use this term Shri. Okay, it is written with an S, but please remember that the S is a dotted S. It is not SHRI, that becomes Shri. Okay, if you write with just an S, then it becomes Sri. Okay, But in between, this is the sha sound. Okay, in Telugu it is called Katterasha by some people and Melikasha by some people. It's written like this. So it is Shri. Shri is how you have to pronounce it in Sanskrit. In Telugu, people say Sri. That's a different issue. Tamil equivalent of Shri is Thiru. When I say equivalent, you must be very careful, because in Sanskrit, the origins of Shri are actually feminine. They are feminine in the sense that it is supposed to be goddess Lakshmi, okay, who is Shri. And Lord Venkateshwara is called Srinivasa. Okay, why is he called Srinivasa? Because in him Lakshmi lives. She has taken residence within Srinivasa, within Venkateshwara. Okay, so that is the reason why he is also called Srinivasa, right? Nivasa is a place of staying. He is the place of staying for Shri, which basically is again nothing but the combination of the feminine and the masculine. The Ardhanarishwara kind of thing is again reflected in that name Srinivasa. He's half Lakshmi and he's half Venkateshwara. Okay, so but Thiru is not like, doesn't have all these meanings. Okay, Thiru is more like a prefix, which is say Mr. Right? You say Mr. So and so. So Gaurava Vachakam, you must have heard of that. So you will prefix somebody's name with Thiru. In Telugu and other languages, it is Shri and Shrimati. In Tamil, it is Thiru and Tirumati. Okay, the feminine form of Thiru is Tirumati, right? So that is Mrs. somebody. Okay, so he, though it is written as Tiruvallur as if it is one name, a better way of writing it is with a space, Thiruvallur. Okay, now very little is known about this man. Very, very little. There is one claim that his parents' name were Bhagwan. Uh, Bhagwan was his father, and his mother was supposed to be called Adi, Aadi, Adi. Bhagwan is Bhagavan, Bhagwan. Okay, they say these are the parents, but there is no evidence of anything like that. There's really no evidence of anything like that. Then there are also claims about his having some 7 sons or something like that. Again, there is no evidence of anything which is remotely like that. Okay, so these are all a lot of things that people say about Tiruvallur. Now, he is known only for one work, which is actually called the Thirukkural. That's how you have to pronounce that. You can write Tirukkural as Thirukkural, or you can write Tirukkural. Okay. Now, technically, though people call it Thirukkural as one word, they are actually two words. Okay, because we are looking at the idea of a Kural. Kural. Actually, you have to really roll the R in when you pronounce it the Tamilian way. It is Kural. There is not la sound. Kural. So Thiru is also used, okay, as a way of prefixing something which is considered to be holy or considered to be a book of wisdom. For example, Guru Granth Sahib, okay, which is the text of the Sikhs. You call it Guru Granth Sahib. Okay, Sahib is actually somebody you address as a person. Okay, so Sahib, all these are addressed like we put Garu in Telugu. You say so and so Garu. Like that, it is uh, Sahib in Hindi and in Urdu as well as in Punjabi. So the Guru Granth is not just called Guru Granth. It came to be called Guru Granth Sahib. And later on, somebody even decided that the suffix was not enough. So you must also add a prefix. So it became Sri Guru Granth Sahib. So similarly, this work, which was originally apparently called just the Kural, was given the title of Thiru. It was given the title of Thiru, and because it was given the title of Thiru, you have this conjugation. Okay, conjugation is in this instance, it is like the sandhi. I told you in Indian grammar, we have this whole thing called sandhi, which is swara sandhi, visarga sandhi. This is a visarga sandhi. So when you say Tirukkural, the ra doesn't this thing. So when you put these two words together, it becomes Tirukkural. Okay, Tirukkural. So the emphasis is on K, Tirukkural. But otherwise, it is just Kural. So what is Kural? Kural is nothing but couplets. Couplets. Couplets are two-line poems or two-line literature that conveys a meaning by itself. Okay, you don't have to read it in conjunction with other things. It just conveys the meaning by itself. So in Hindi, we have this thing called doha or dohe, okay, which is like you say, Kabir ke dohe. Kabir ke dohe are two-liners. They are also couplets. And then Rahim ke dohe, they are also couplets. So similarly, what is called dohe in Hindi is called Kural. Kural in Tamil. But since this was considered to be a work of a saint, it got the title Tirukkural. Okay. Now, before that, before I proceed further with this, let me just warn you about one thing. There are certain claims that the meaning of Thiru is a saint. So his name was Valluvar, and Thiru is because he was saint, so it is Saint Valluvar. That is not a correct interpretation. It is a completely wrong interpretation. Thiru is just Mr. Valluvar. That is how you have to see it. And here, when you talk about the Kural, the Thiru prefix is basically to indicate that it is a book of wisdom, essentially, not divine, anything divine like other books, the Vedas and all, nothing like that. Okay, now uh, the Tirukkural consists, like I said, of couplets. It actually consists of 1,330 couplets. These are divided into three sections and into 130 chapters. Okay, 130 chapters, three sections and 130 chapters within those three sections. And each of the uh, chapters has about, not about, it has exactly 10 couplets. Okay, so that adds up to 1,330 couplets. That is what you must remember. So this Kural is 1,330 couplets, and uh, I cannot vouch for this because I know nothing about Tamil. I know nothing about Tamil literature, but I found an ancient book in my grandfather's collection which talks about Indian culture and heritage. And in that, there is a mention of Tirukkural. I'm going by that book mainly, uh, or why say mainly? Solely. That is the only book I'm relying on because that's only where I got my information from. Uh, Needless to say, information from the internet is always not something which is the most reliable. Okay, anyway, so the subject matter of these Kurals that have been written by Valluvar are supposed to be primarily ethics. He talked primarily about ethics. He talked about love. Okay, now love can mean several things. Please don't take the meaning of erotic or romantic love. Okay, erotic or romantic love will be between human beings of the opposite sexes. That's not what he had in mind. He had apparently, I say apparently because I am relying on some other source. I can't understand Tamil, and these have not been, and funnily enough, they have been translated into Czech language and into French, but not so much into English. Anyway, so what he basically wanted to convey was different forms of love, love for the divine, love between different human beings, and he is also supposed to have conveyed a certain kind of love for life itself. Okay, the other day I sent a song to Kavya, and she thought it was a love song because the word love kept coming in it. The name of the song was Solitaire, and she thought it was a love song. This man has lost his love. No, that is not what it is. It is essentially nothing but love for life. This is a man who's defeated by his love for life, didn't get anything back in return, and therefore he became alone and was playing solitaire. Okay, so it was not that, it's not a love song. I wanted to tell you that, but I never got around to doing it. I am like that only. Anyway, so
Okay,
he
sir.
also is supposed to have talked about love, and even matters pertaining to agriculture apparently were pretty close to his heart. And he did talk about governance and the management of the economy. Now, this seems to be a spurious claim because I have searched the footnotes in that text. What governance of what? Okay, if we talk about governance, is it a Janapada? Is it a kingdom? What is it? None of those things are present in that. And even economic activity and economic management, what economy are we talking about? The economy of the household, or is it the economy of the entire, uh, you know, territory which consists of an organization of people? So there is no evidence of that. So I would ask you to just discount that part of it, that he also had a political and he had a, economic aspect in his Kurals. Okay, or actually I'm saying Kurals, but in Tamil Kural is singular and plural. Okay, and it does have dimensions of justice. It has dimensions of goodness, goodness among people, spreading of the goodness in society. He emphasized education, apparently, and also he talks of the importance of family life. This is what is supposed to be there in all the Qural. Okay, these are some of the things: ethics, love, uh, justice, goodness, education, and family life. These are the ones that are there in the Qural, in according to the book that I was going through. Uh, some of the Thirukkural are also supposed to be about the importance of friendship. Sorry about that. Very sorry. Okay, so he's also supposed to have emphasized friendship and the importance of having friends, and friends as good people, not as bad people. Okay, most of what we know today, you must understand, has come from a Polish Indologist and philologist whose name is uh, Kamil, Kamil, Kamil Vaclav, VAC, not Polish, Czech. I'm sorry, I said Polish, wrong. Czech, Czech uh, writer who went by the name of Czech is Czech. Okay, the Czech writer Kamil Vaclav Zvelebil, Zvelebil, Zvelebil. He's an Indologist and a philologist. Indologist is one who studies India. A philologist is one who studies both written and spoken narratives, okay, and comes to conclusions about them. Now, most of the uh, knowledge that we have about uh, Valluvar has come from Zvelebil. Okay, it has essentially come to us from Zvelebil. Zvelebil is a bit like Max Muller, who was again an Indologist, and Arthur Schopenhauer, who was also interested in India, but they were more interested in Sanskrit. But if you look at Zvelebil, Zvelebil is also interested in things which pertain to South India, and people say Dravidian literature. Now, I am not very clear about Dravidian literature. Okay, is there such a thing as Dravidian literature? If you say Tamil literature, okay, I'll understand that. Okay, but if you say Dravidian literature, because he has not done any work on the so-called Dravidian languages like Kannada, Telugu, Malayalam, of course, is a new language. So, so am I recording this, or I'll be in? Yeah,
Yes,
sorry.
sir.
Yeah, right. Thanks. So the thing is, there is no such thing as a Dravidian literature. He worked on Tamil literature. Okay, and quite a few people, unknown people, whose names have not been mentioned in the book that I have read, they have claimed that Valluvar was somebody who is from the Sangam literature period of Tamil. Okay, it is actually Tamil. Even the language is Tamil, though we say Tamil. Okay, so some of these people claimed that he was uh, uh, from the Sangam literature period. Now, when you start uh, when you start looking at the Sangam literature period, it is from 300, 500 years BC. Some people say 300 year BCE, people say. And Sangam literature is known to be the first known literature of the Tamil language. Now, the problem is that, as you can see, Sangam is not a Tamil word. It is a Sanskrit word. So when you talk about Sangam literature, it basically means that there is a confluence of Tamil with Sanskrit. Okay. And that is precisely the claim that is made by uh, uh, Zwelabel. Zwelabel says that Sangam literature itself had a bit of Tamil in it, but he says, because he's also a philologist, he says if you look at the work of uh, Valluvar, then there are enough indications that there is a great involvement of what should we say, of Sanskrit in a very big way. Okay, there is a great involvement of Sanskrit in a very big way, according to Zwelabel. Now, um, one of the Tamil scholars, whose name is Maraimalai Adigal, okay, Marai, Marai, Malai, Malai, Adigal, Adigal, Adigal. He claims that Valluvar was born in the year 31 BCE. Okay, and so it cannot be from the period which goes by this thing of what do we say? It's not something that can be attributed to the Sangam literature, because that is much, much older, and there is less Tamil and more of Sanskrit. Zverev also looks at the syntax and says that there is not just the words of Tamil, but there are also words of the syntax of the Sanskrit language has come into the writings of Valluvar in a big way. That's what this man claims. Now, this man, Zverev also makes a claim that there are claques, or actually claques, CLAQUE. A claque is a loaned translation, which means you take a word from another language and you use it in your own language. So there are a number of claques, according to Zverev, in the Qural. And he also claims that there are loan words. Loan words is you take a word as it is from one language and put it. Like, for example, when we talk about Hegel, we say Geist, and Geist is a German word. So that is a loan word. So he says there is a great deal of loan words that have come into being in the writings of Valluvar. Okay, now the other person who has done some work on Valluvar is somebody who goes by the name of Esriel. Ariel. He's a Frenchman, so pronounce it as Ariel and not as Ariel. The English pronunciation is Ariel, but Ariel is the French pronunciation. He was also a philologist and a translator, and he translated the Tirukkural into French. And he did this in the 19th century, and he made a wonderful observation, which perhaps tells you everything about Tiruvalluvar and about the Tirukkural. Okay, he says this is a work written by someone unknown, and it is a work without a title, and therefore there is no name associated with this Kural. You are calling it because it is the couplet. Okay, so he says nobody is associated with it, and that is perhaps a pretty correct way of interpreting this. Okay, and you have somewhere uh, somewhere in his writing, we find that Ariel also refers to a particular work which is called the Tiruvalluvar Malai. Okay, Tiruvalluvar Malai essentially means garland of Valluvar. Okay, uh, and that is supposed to be the Tirukkural, the garland of Valluvar. Okay, and this work, uh, Tiruvalluvar Malai, consists of 55 verses written by different poets. Okay, and these are uh, people who have made commentaries on the writer and on the work itself. Now, what you find in the couplets of the Tirukkural is that the first line is written with 4 words, and the second line is written with 2 words. Okay, it is written with 2 words. So what we can find out from this is that it is a bit didactic. Didactic is an ethical teaching, trying to tell people what is good. It comes from the Greek word didactic cross. Didactic is that which is teaching. I would like to finish this today. Can I give you an immediate link? Will you come back and we'll finish it in 10 minutes? Otherwise, it will just get
Yes,
carried.
sir.
Yeah. So once it
We'll
cuts
come.
me, yeah. So I'll give you a link immediately. I'll put it on your thing and let's finish this off. Okay.
Yes,
It's a,
sir.
okay. So see you in 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.